Make sure you give thumbs up, share, let me know that you're here. Look, I got my YouTube running. This is my old lady too. Give us a thumbs up, let us know you're here. I have a special guest in the house tonight. Tell them about you and who you are.
I'm Coach Nick Love. I'm a dating coach. I help people create strategic dating plans so they can date well and be successful at dating.
Oh, so he gonna help you get a man and keep him, is that what about? Or woman, right?
Both man or woman, yeah.
So who do you think is the worst at dating?
I think that.
But I just jumped straight into
Who
it.
I think the worst at dating? I think that when it comes to dating, I feel that women set the standard, and whatever they accept, that's what they'll get. Because men will do whatever you allow them to do to you. So I think it starts with women. So women have to have a high standard and don't accept the bare minimum, which they've been doing lately. You know, with Netflix and chilling.
Oh, yeah.
That's the bare minimum.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I'm on Netflix account. I'm Netflix and chill. I don't like it. I have no idea why they do it. But I just jump straight into everything. Make sure you let me know you're here. Share it. Go tell your friends to tell your friends to tell your friends that Candy Coated Secrets with Miss Vibration and Coach
Nick Love
is on right now. Go get your popcorn. It's early. Happy hour. So, how did you get into coaching? The love coach. You have a real life pitch.
I am. Yeah, I've always been interested in dating, and I'm a forever student of human behavior. I love dating. I always was dating. I was a serial dater at one time, and I tried the different dating philosophies. I tried them out on other people and myself, and I was like, I think I like this a lot. So I was like, let me try to actually get some money off of this. And, you know, like we have all those friends that come to us with their problems and they telling me like, oh, it's not gonna work. Or sometimes when my friends come to me, I can tell it's not gonna work how it started. And I would give them advice, and one of my friends, she ended up getting married and was like, it's all because of you. And I was like, oh, I really need to look into this. So I started coaching some friends, and then after I coached them, they told their friends, and I would charge their friends, and you know, through word of mouth. And now I'm online to build my clientele up.
Okay, Nick, I have a question for you.
So
So my best friend, she's like a serial, like crazy person. Like when she meets somebody, she automatically think that, you know, they supposed to be in love, they supposed to be up in front, honest, and all that. So she floods me with these stories, and like right now, like I don't even talk to her because I know that's what she's going to talk to me about. So what advice do you have for me to tell her or to how to deal with her? Because there's a lot of us out there.
You're sick of being a friend. That's what it's like. She's trying to. You're sick
No,
of being a friend.
no, a friend only steps in or steps out
What
when
advice have you given her already?
I've given her advice that you know the universe will pick up when it pick up. You can't make somebody be a certain type of person that they not. You know, like you just gotta take your mistakes and learn from it. You can't keep on blaming this other party that she doesn't take responsibility for herself. She'll date a guy, then she'll break up with him. He'll go about his business for months, and she'll call him, apologize, and they'll talk, and then he'll do it all over again. And she'll say, "He did this to me." No, you did that to you. You reached out to him. Like, but at this point, like I'm done. Like I don't even know.
Tell her, you know, we have other things we can talk about.
Yes.
Her dating life.
That's what I was telling Candy the other day. I was like, there she go. I said, there she go. I said, I don't even want to talk to her because she was like, I met somebody. I think I'm in love. I'm like, oh my God, it's only been 3 weeks since I talked to you. Like,
tell her she should lead head first instead of heart first and get to know the person.
Okay.
And listen, and people should be upfront.
But how do I make it relevant, like for her, like you know, like basically like an eye opener for her, because she'll take it in as she'll get offended and take it in.
Tell her the history.
One thing. Sorry, guys. I did the show and I had it set on private.
Oh, okay.
I was wondering, like, where is everybody?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So did they hear it?
Yeah. No, they still.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna start it over. It's a bloopers.
So how do I get through to her?
I would sit down and tell her pattern and say, look, this is the pattern that I see from you. You keep going after these guys and then it doesn't work, and it's probably something that you could be doing.
It is something that she doing because I feel like one of the guys. Like I feel like I want to get away and stay away from her.
Right. but I say be there for it and just let her know like you get 2 minutes to talk about your dating life and then we talk about something.
Exactly. Okay, cool. That's my whole
2
thing.
minutes. So she only gets 2 minutes to talk about it.
Yeah,
I
'cause
had to do that
I'm just
with
burnt
a
out. Yeah.
while ago. 'Cause I mean, it was just this was before I was a coach, and it was like, look, we work together, and I was like, you got 3 minutes, and then after that we can't talk about this guy.
Yeah, I know, right, Nick.
Yeah,
That's-
but you know what? I think it's the 3 biggest mistakes I see singles make
Okay.
is that they don't make dating a priority. You know, like with anything else in life, if it's a career change or you want to lose weight, you diet and exercise and you create a plan.
Okay.
But when people approach dating, they should approach it with a plan and make it a priority. And I think if they stick to the plan, they can be successful at it. So that's what I help my clients do. We create strategic dating plans for that client.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it a certain profile that they need to stick to, or is it like just a random, you know, like a random person, or is it like a particular person with particular qualities that they need to stick to?
Well, it depends on what they say they're looking for. So
Oh.
my clients, they have goals and they also give a homework. So what are their goals? What do they want in a partner? So if they want certain things, let's write them down. Let's look at this. So when you are dating, you can look at the list and compare your list to the man that you're dating. If this man is not meeting the things on your list, then maybe this is not the one.
Okay.
But you still should be open, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your list don't be so rigid. You
Yeah.
should be flexible with your list.
We're gonna get into that because a lot of people have some lists. Hey guys, I think we fixed the glitch. Hey Janelle, conjunction, what's your malfunction? I believe I fixed it. I think I did. I did because I see Janelle, so I know I fixed it. Hey girl, she always put her little dance and things. Woo, so just bear with me. I'm trying, you know. I was on time. My goal today was to be on time, not be correct with what I'm usually correct with. So look at me being on time got me messing up in another area. I'm gonna get it together. Give us a thumbs up, share the video. Like I said, share, go tell a friend to tell your friends to tell your friends. That can't be go to secret is on with dating coach Nick, and he's gonna tell you how to get out of your own way. So when you talk about these lists, what are some of the things that are on the list that you're just like, your list is just too much? Too much.
The people, so my clients create their own list.
Okay.
Some lists we have to cut down.
Okay.
Another reason I think people aren't successful at dating is because they have unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
So when they say they want this person, I also say, so is this the perfect person that you want on this list?
Right.
So now let's look at your list and see, do you offer the same thing that you're asking from this person?
Exactly.
I hear from a lot of clients, they say, I want someone, well, most of my clients, well, all of my clients are female.
Okay.
I had one gay male client, and he just became a client last night at 9 o'clock. That was our first session.
Shout out to the
Yeah.
client.
Shout out.
So I say, let's look at the list. So if a lot of females be like, I want a man at 6'1", he need to make 6 figures. I want him to have a 6-pack. So I say, well,
Thanks.
okay,
666.
you rate this guy a 10.
Right.
So now let's look at your list. You don't have all the things that you're saying this 10 have.
Right.
So what do you have and what do you rate yourself? It
Right.
can't be a 10 if you think this is a 10. So, you know, 10s want other 10s. So if you're 6 and you want a 10, I'm not saying that's impossible, but I'm saying let's be realistic about it. You know what
So
I mean?
basically you're saying that for women tend to have
All
these
people,
old,
yeah.
all people.
Well, yes, I
But
don't
it's
think
not-
just women
But I don't think it's,
that want you saying have unrealistic expectations.
well for me, can I just speak?
Okay, we can say women.
All right,
I mean,
so-
I know my clients.
So for me, I feel like women sometimes we have these high expectations of what a man is supposed to be, what we think he is, what we want him to be, and we aren't even that ourselves.
Right, I agree.
So I think that's crazy. Like I have some people who are like that they wouldn't even date a man that worked at McDonald's. How about y'all? Would y'all date a man that worked at McDonald's? Me personally, I feel like the guy that worked at McDonald's might treat you better than little Devontae around the corner, who up in everybody's face. It's like you can't really, you know, put a job or place one title on, well, this person's gonna treat me right because he has money, because this, or the person who's working at McDonald's or Target. You know what I'm saying?
It depends on what's his title at McDonald's, I think. It depends
You gotta
on,
be
like,
the GM.
I think
The GM.
It depends on like their title. I'm against dating someone's potential. So even if someone is at McDonald's working, like I say, a cashier or a cook or whatever, and they say I'm gonna go to school, I want to do this, these are my goals. If you're not that right now, and that and what you're looking for, they are not that, then don't date their potential. You gotta be comfortable with where they are now. Now, if someone want to date someone from McDonald's, I think it's fine as long as you're comfortable with them being that same person 10 years from now. Not saying that people, not saying that people don't change. I'm just saying that don't expect them to change. This is the person that you chose.
Wait a minute.
I'm just saying.
So the same position, or like say if they were a
I'm just
GM,
saying
they
you
work
have
their
to
way
be
up to
comfortable with
GM.
them making that salary, and don't bank on their potential, because the only thing you can bank on is what they're showing you right now.
So
You can't bank on what might happen. You only can bank on what's happening
Exactly.
So, and tell the people that we had to tell them, hey, you team niggas, we got it together. So actually one of your clients, you've helped them and they've gotten married.
right now. This was a friend of mine.
Right, but
yeah,
she
before I
really-
became a coach.
Right, but you
Yeah,
got
she was
a
basically-
client.
yeah, she
you
was-
could add her to your resume.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So she actually got married.
Yes.
And then you have
I
another
went to her
one.
wedding.
You went to her wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And how long have they been married?
Oh, they got married in 2016
Okay.
or 17 years.
So he's out here getting rings put on fingers and walking down the aisle. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
still that's awesome. So that is just so dope.
Mm-hmm.
So she met him, she got married. So how do you get, you said women, we have this long list.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, all right, I need to put something on the list. Let me make a list real quick and then you tell me.
Okay.
Well, what money's got consist of? Me, I just want you to be honest. As long as you are honest, we can talk and get past and get through anything.
Right.
So honesty, consistency.
Right.
What else?
It's all about your list. So my clients, they create their own list. I mean, while they create the list, like I said, we compare the list to the person that they're looking for, but it's all about their goals. So I
you
do
basically
give
saying
some
that women make
recommendations.
goals
Yeah.
that they not even following.
Or
And you gotta make sure that you following
you gotta
the
make
goals
sure the
that's
things
on
that
your
you're
list.
asking for that you are offering yourself.
Say that so they
The
remember.
things that you're asking for, make sure you offer them yourself. So look at the list that you want your partner to be, and look at the list that you are, like you know yourself, and compare it to that list. Definitely. Yeah.
So what happens with the people who have the list compared to the partner, may have that partner, but it's just not working?
Then I mean you got to look at what's not working. It might be communication issues. It might be you not speaking to them in their love language. I think it's very important to know your love language and your partner's love language.
Absolutely.
It's a free quiz. You know your love language.
Yeah.
My love language is
If you talk from around that camera,
Oh,
but she's so
sorry.
She's so cute. Go ahead.
it's caliente, Spanish.
Was what?
Your love language, right?
No, your love language is you.
What's that?
You talking about hot?
Yeah.
She got laughing, bro.
Oh, my bad. That was a blooper.
What's your love
So
language?
my love language is more of like communication. I'm big on that. I'm not really the physical. You don't have to buy me, and
Okay.
you don't have to buy me. And
Okay.
you know that I'm communication, like
So maybe words of affirmation. Okay.
Yeah,
So that's yeah. It's good to know your love language because if you don't know your love language, you can't communicate that to your partner.
Yeah.
And if your partner don't know how to speak to you in your love language, then they'll be speaking to you in Chinese, and your
Like she
that
just-
might be
No,
why your-
I understand Spanish.
Cause she was in Spanish, and I'm like, what? She confused me. With the question. I'm like, what's
You
that?
was like, girl. That was a
do y'all
blooper.
know y'all love language? What is y'all love language? So for some people who may not know, tell us the 5 love languages.
Physical touch, words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service, and receiving gifts.
I love
And
number
it's a free
5.
quiz. Just Google the 5 love languages. You can take it for free, and you get to know your love language. And then if you're dating or you're single, it's beneficial either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can know how to tell someone how to communicate to you. That's very important.
Yeah, I think to me, I feel like communication is big in every relationship. Like,
Definitely.
even if it's not one of your love languages, like you have to figure out a way to make communication a part of the language
Right.
in your relationship.
Absolutely. Communication is very important. You have to learn effective ways how to communicate. It's all about effective communication because we're always communicating. Even if we ignore someone, we're communicating. I don't want to be bothered right now. But you got to learn effective ways how to communicate.
Yeah. So what do you have here? I see you have your stuff. Tell us about
Right.
this.
So the first one of the mistakes I think that singles make is that they don't make dating a priority. The second one I said is unrealistic expectations, and I think the third one is that people lead head first instead of heart first. So they go on dates and like, oh, this person is cute, and then they already thinking about the marriage and kids and all that, their life after that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you want to listen to what this person is saying. You want to make sure you are strategic in your questions.
Okay.
So I have 5 questions, 5 strategic questions I think you should ask on the first date.
So you want to ask me the questions?
I can.
All right, so we're going to see if I'll be a good person to date. I don't know how that's going to go.
So I'm all about planning and strategic dating. So the first question when you're going to date is, how was your day?
Oh, my day was good. It was cool. Nice and balanced. Nobody bothered me. I didn't bother anybody. I was sleepy. Didn't want to talk to nobody, but I made it through. Yeah, that's I passed that question, I think.
Yeah. So when you ask that question because you want to see how someone is going to respond to that question. Because sometimes you might ask someone that question, they be like, "Oh, my day sucked. My boss."
All right, so I can be another person. So ask me how my day. Because we gonna role play.
So how was your day?
Man, just another day for real. Like, I need to find another job. I ain't trying to be there. Like, I ain't even gonna come out today. If it wasn't for me having this plan with you for real, I wouldn't even have showed up.
Right. So that sounds real negative. So the thing about asking someone that question and how they respond to it, if they respond in a negative way, that lets you know that that's a negative person. And you don't want a negative person, right? You want someone that's positive and happy to live, to be living. So
straight off the bat, the first dating sign is how was your day?
I think so. Strategic dating. See how they respond to that question. If it's in a negative way, that's probably a negative person. Yeah.
Okay.
So the second one is, what do you do? So you want to ask them, what do they do for work if you don't know? This is the first date. Some people might meet in the club or offline or whatever.
Okay. I'm going to give some of my answers.
Okay. So what do you do?
I'm a stripper.
Do you like it?
It pay the bills.
It pay the bills? So you said pay the bills, so you don't like it?
I mean, it pays me. I like fast money. I like money that comes to me fast. Like, I don't want to work. I can make more money in an hour or weekend than you probably do at work today. Like,
so what's your long-term goal then?
My long-term goal is to have an exotic studio and just have nothing but a whole bunch of strippers in there.
Are you working towards that?
Well, no. I feel like I'm in too good. But
All right, I was about to ask, are you a stripper?
But these, to me, like, this is what's out here.
Right.
Nobody is giving you you had that, but this is what is out here today.
Right.
Or the whole, that's my goal, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, give me enough. Ask me the question again.
Okay, so what do you do for work?
I'm an artist. Yeah, I'm into music.
Do you like it?
I see Cardi did it, I'm gonna do it, you feel me? Like, people accept me for who I am, and what you see is what you get. If you don't like it, then I don't know what to tell you, for real. Like, what you do? You asking me all these questions? we won't get to the service.
Right. But the reason for asking that question is because if someone liked their job, then you want to become curious about it. You want to be interested in that person's life.
All right.
So
let's go to that question with that person.
So what do you do for it?
I am a nurse.
Do you like it?
I love it. I love helping people. I love being there. I work in labor and delivery, be with the babies, the moms. It's really nice. It's loving to be able to help brighten someone's day, get them through a tough time, rub the backs. I love that.
That's a great response. You should love what you do. If not, then you ask them, like, well, what's your plan to leave? Because if they say, I don't have a plan, and they're complacent with their job, then, if you didn't have a relationship with that person, you're going to have to go home every day and listen to them complain about their job.
Okay. So again, with we're going over the 5 questions, and I'm like every character. So these are the questions that he's saying it should be asked. If you didn't hear it, if you didn't catch the first 3, it's supposed to be on 3, right? Make sure you replay, rewind, get it. So you can figure out what you're doing wrong when it comes to the dating world and things like that. Because he just got his client married, y'all. So he works. We got the real life pitch here. Also, before we get into the other questions, you're in a group and you also post things in the group that people be like, what?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
And I just laugh because it's like, I'm so glad you got tough skin.
Yes.
Who the hell is this coach? It's just so funny. It's just funny because it's just like, you get to see that how people take it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, you know, we all think we know everything.
Right.
And us thinking we know everything is why some of us keep getting the same man,
That's
getting
right.
the same woman, staying with the same problem, staying
I
with the
agree.
same thing. So, yes, let's keep this role play going. He got me angry, y'all. Let Tyler Perry know we here. He wrote the script. You feel me?
Like, since you brought up the group, I know I posted this one post and people did not agree with that, and that was
Coffee.
yes. If a man is excited about a woman, he would not take a woman on a coffee date, and I meant that as far as like the first date.
Okay.
If someone is excited about you, is that what you would settle for, a coffee date?
Okay.
You know, I think when you think of a coffee date, like, nothing screams romantic about a coffee date to me.
Okay.
And I think at a coffee shop, you're not putting your best foot forward, like to invite someone out to a coffee shop on your first date. Like you can't make reservations, you have to seat yourself, and they don't serve drinks. And we all know that first date can cause anxiety for men and women. So you want to have drinks as an option in case she needs to knock off the edge or the man needs to knock off the edge. You want to have that as an option. And at a restaurant, they offer coffee, tea, and drinks in case she wants a drink, you know?
So when you put that in the group, because I saw that. So when you put that in the group, like a man that's taking you on a first coffee date or whatever, that's not a date, right?
No, I don't think so.
So I talk about that at work, and I was asking. I did like a survey because I always do surveys before I post things and just different things. And I said, hey, you know, there's this coaching, this love coach, this dating coach that's in the group. He's coming on, and he also, you know, this is what he does. He connects people to love for a profession. And I was like, he said that a coffee date is not that. Oh my gosh! And this lady, she was like, well, no, that's not necessarily true. So everyone's view on dating and what it should be. So I'm really glad that you're here because I've never met a professional dater. You know what I'm saying? Coach to get you to love. You know what I mean? And the fact that you have a married client. You know, I keep pushing that. I'm just excited about that. So, you know, and she was older, and she was saying she didn't think anything was wrong with going out for coffee. You know, especially if she liked Starbucks, especially if that's what she needed frappe or something like that. And for me, I said I think a lot of people missed his point.
Right.
Y'all are looking. I put that in the group. Like y'all are looking at the word coffee.
Right.
You give us all you see is a coffee date, and you shouldn't settle for this. And now you remembering all the niggas that took you just to get something to drink at the coffee shop.
Right.
And you like, wait a minute, I made him at Barnes and Noble. But I'm just like, no, it's just a whole like that shows you like more of like if they're interested in you.
If they're interested in you, ain't nobody gonna say let's go to the coffee shop. Usually when you have coffee dates anyway, you're thinking like I'm gonna go here, meet this person, give them 20 minutes and see if I want to continue the date.
Right.
Do you want to be on a 20-minute timer to see if you can impress someone?
Okay.
You know, most connections are made until like the 5th or 6th date anyway.
Okay.
So I recommend to my clients at least go on 3 dates. If the person is not rude to the wait staff or you don't see like red flags, then go on that 3rd date with them, even if there's no connection made on the 1st and 2nd date.
Okay.
Because once you get to know people, they become more attractive to you. Once you get to know their story.
Okay, so what's the 4th question? So if y'all just tuning in, hey, Tina, y'all, drop your love language. Do you know what your love language is? He went over the love languages. I know mine. You know, we're getting into the dating world and the love coaching with him, with a professional, and you know, helping people get out of their own way and helping to better understand some of his questions and the things he posts in the group. You know, he came from behind the group and he's here. You know, in Black Flash, I can poke him, beep beep. And he has 5 questions that you should ask when you're on a date. So we are going to question number 4, right? 3. I'm sorry, we're on 3. We're on 3. Go ahead. So the 3rd question.
The 3rd question is, what are your interests and hobbies?
All right. So you don't want me to be the professional one first? I like.
You like the professional one, Michelle?
I like giving you all the other answers and then get into the professional.
Okay.
Because this is what I'm here, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So I like playing Candy Crush, Flower Blossom. I love being on social media. I just like to flick. I love taking pictures. And talking on the phone with my homegirls.
So that's great. So you say you like playing Candy Crush and other games, right? So the reason for this question is, this is how you should plan a 2nd date. So if my date tell me they like playing Candy Crush and another game, then let's plan a date around games.
I didn't even think
So let's have a game night, but not at either one of our places. You can go to places where you can actually bring your own games and play, and you don't have to purchase anything.
I didn't even hear him. Okay.
Right. So that's the reason for that question. So you should always be a good listener. Your second date should be something that your date mentioned. So you want to do something around that interest and
Y'all hear
hobbies.
that? Your second date should be something around your date's interests.
Right.
Now with that, before we move on, how does that work if we're both out and we're dating? You tell me what you like, I tell you what I like, and you plan a date to go to the Orioles game because I like baseball, and then I'm trying to plan a date around yours because you like to sit and go to the movies. How do we go about that when we have two different people on two different pages?
So
Does this go for the pursuer?
it goes for both. So
Okay.
both should be listening. You should both be listening because you both are trying to get to know each other. So
Okay.
whoever planned the next date, they should do something around your hobbies and interests. And then when they plan a third date, then
Okay.
you plan around their interests and hobbies.
And give us a thumbs up in the heart and let us know if you're here.
Right.
Drop some of your friends in here. Share. This is a very knowledgeable show tonight about love. Because that's how some of y'all got 6 and 7, 8, 5, 4 baby daddies. You know, baby mamas too, or you just keep dating and it doesn't seem like anyone is clicking. So this is definitely good. Okay, so now I gotta be the other person. So now he's gonna ask me the same question again. So we're role playing tonight, y'all. Okay.
What are your interests and hobbies?
Man, I like football, basketball. I coach my son's football team. You feel me? Like,
Do you like all sports?
no, just the ones that I coach. You know, it's
Okay.
just football for real.
Okay. Well, that depends. So that depends on like what season of football and basketball.
Okay.
But if they say they like all sports, then it's always a sports season, so you can take them to a sports game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Now we're gonna go. To
listening
the
is very important. Making sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna ask this again.
What are your interests and hobbies?
I love taking long walks around the beach, or just go sit in the park and think. Just feel the wind blow. I like to meditate. I like to read books. I like to talk on the phone sometimes, but I'm more of a texter than an actual physical phone person. I will be on the phone sometimes, but if you don't really have anything to say, it's hard for me to do that. But you'll get a better response from me through text messages, like all of that. I love to
Are you
cook.
flexible with text messaging?
I
I'm
know.
more of a phone person.
I'll be flexible if I like you. and not even just if I like you, but I'll be flexible. It depends. Like, I'm a texter. Like, I don't have all day to just sit in the phone. So sometimes I have to send a shoot text. Hey,
Do you feel like if we're texting, do you feel like you're really giving me your attention and you just shooting me a text while you're multitasking?
Yeah, because if it's you and you're texting me and I'm interested in you, I'm sitting and I'm like, yeah, I'm sitting. Go ahead. There you go. Oh, right there. Yeah, I had to turn it on. My bad. Commercial. We back. Yeah, so I have nothing but time. Like, I sit at my desk. So when I'm sitting at my desk, I'm on the phone. Just because I'm not talking to you, I'm texting you, doesn't mean that I'm not paying no mind. Because you give me butterflies every time you text me.
So I'll say this. What I recommend to my clients is that as far as texting, it can get tricky.
Okay.
Because a relationship can end before it even starts through text.
So we shouldn't text like that.
Not early on. Texting early on should only be for the logistics.
No texting.
No, not early. Not too much early on.
Okay.
Because you don't really understand. You don't know this person, so you don't know what they mean by their text.
Okay.
And 90% of communication is impacted through body language.
Okay.
I can't see your body language. I don't know how you meant to interpret that message or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to texting, I say keep that to the logistics early on until you get to know them. And then the thing about texting is you could be texting someone that can end up being boring. So how was your day? It was good. How was yours? Good.
Oh, the one-word text.
Right.
Like, nigga, don't what you doing me to death.
Right. And then now you associate that person with being bored because your texting is boring.
Oh.
Right. So I'd say keep it to early on in texting should be for the logistics. I'm running 5 minutes late to the restaurant, or let's meet here at that time, or something like that.
So
Early
I
on.
like this because I'm gonna put a whole twist on it once he done these 5. That's number 4.
Oh, that was number 3.
Oh, that was still number 3?
Well, I jumped off of.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, you good. You good.
Okay. Give us a thumbs up. You know, here, hey Shanice, hey Trey. Let us know you here. Share. Put some friends down here. Tag your friends. This is the Love Coach. You can stop, rewind the footage. You know, we had some bloopers in the beginning and during, but we got it rolling now. This is the dating coach. You know, are you really in the way of getting your mate? You know what I mean? And he's going over what you should do, the first 5 questions, knowing your love language, all the things you should do because you're looking for somebody. So we're gonna go over the red flags after this too, because you know I got some.
So number 4 is how long have you been single?
It's complicated.
What you mean it's complicated?
I mean, I'm single, but then I'm not. Like I'm dating. Like all right, so I'm dating, and I'm open to that. But I do have a long-term situationship. We've been back and forth.
So,
now that sounds like the most common response in 2019.
but you know what? That's a red flag.
Ooh.
Yeah, you said it's complicated. It sounds like you're emotionally unavailable and physically unavailable.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So when you're dating, you're dating with a purpose, and you want to be very intentional. Like lead head first, like I said, you want to know what you want and what you're looking for. And when that person's talking about that it's complicated, that means it sounds like they're not really healed or ready to really be dating. You want to make sure y'all goals are aligned. So
y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Don't be out here giving those type of answers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But that is
But
really
that
a
is
common
the-
answer. Yeah.
yeah.
I have some friends who say, oh, the guy I'm dating now, he just got out of a relationship and he still hang out with his partner. So my thing is, well, how long have they been single? I don't know. I mean, well, how long have they been separated? I don't know. Oh, well, what's his interest in hobbies? I don't know. Well, what are you asking on your date? I'm like, are y'all dating or are y'all just like hanging out? Like, I don't get it.
So the love coach said you should be out here dating somebody that just got out of a relationship.
No,
now, for
but
me,
they're not fully available.
I feel like that when you come out of a relationship, you shouldn't date for at least like the first year or 2. Depend upon how sucked into this person you were. You get what I'm saying? But you're a professional, so
It depends on the person and how they process the relationship. Because some relationships are over before people exit their relationships, and they already dealt with the grief and everything in that relationship,
Gotcha.
and then they decided to end it.
Gotcha.
So it really just depends on that person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can't put a time frame on it. It just depends on that person and how they processed it.
Okay. All right. So you got to ask it again, and I got to give the answer.
How long have you been single? How long have you been single?
Yeah, that was the first person. So this was how long have you been single? So this is the second person. I've been single for a while because it ain't nothing out here. Like, I'm tired of wasting my time. If you text me, you ain't responding back. Like, I don't have time for that.
If it's nothing out here, why are you here on this date?
Because I still try.
Check, please.
I still try, but I haven't given up on it completely. But I'm willing to see what's out here. But if I'm not successful, I'm cool.
That's an unavailable person too. They haven't given up on it
Goddamn,
all
everybody
completely. So that's saying that you ambivalent about dating. So you're really not sure you got one foot in and one foot out, and that's not good. You want someone who got both feet in.
Are y'all listening? Give us a heart and a thumbs up. Are y'all hearing these notes?
Right, drop those hearts.
This is new to me. This is new to me.
And when you dating and getting to know someone, you want to be positive. You don't want to bring any negatives to the date.
Okay.
Again, that's a red flag. I let my clients know if they talking negative, that's a red flag. That's probably a negative person. And if they're talking negative about dating, then they probably think negative about dating.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna ask that again. It seemed like 3 times, and we get a charming one. I love this.
How long have you been single?
I have been single for at least the last 6 months. Yeah.
Why do you think you're single?
Well, I'm single because our relationship ended a year prior to that, and I just wanted a fresh start. I wanted to get all of that out of my system, so I'm now open to stepping out here and trying to date and see what's going on, see what I can bring to the table. I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect, and I want to see what.
Perfect answer. I like it. That's good.
I'm gonna be a man.
Yep.
With that answer, go ahead. Yes.
So the number 5 question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Shit, I don't even know where I'm seeing myself tomorrow.
Ooh.
I'm trying to make it past the next day. I live my life for the day. Whatever's going on right now, I'm in the mix. Whatever it is right now, I don't have no expectations because you get let down, so I just go with the flow.
Well, you want to know where you want to know where that person see themselves in 5 years.
Okay.
Some people don't like that question, but you should be able to answer that question. If you're serious about dating, you should be able to answer that question. And also, instead of asking someone on the first date, do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? That's a good question to engage them and see how they respond.
So is that not a good question though? Not because because I always thought, and y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, I always thought that the questions you asked was, do you want to get married? Do you want any children?
Not on the first date.
How many kids you have?
Male psychology, if you say that to a male, he's going to think that you're willing to do that with anyone. He's going to think you're desperate. So this is why you ask this question, because if they don't mention kids and family, then you can revisit that question on the 3rd date if you make it to the 3rd date. And then you can say, hey, I know you said in your 5-year plan you didn't mention family or kids. Do you want a family? Do you want to be married and kids? Yeah, but not on the first date. You don't want to just come out and say, do you want to get married? Do you want kids? Because then they're thinking you'll just do that with anyone.
So do you think that question is do you think that answer that Anika gave, I gave myself a name, is the typical answer? Not the answer, the typical questions that we ask on dates. Do you want to get married? Because I know a lot.
Yeah, people ask that on first dates, but I think you should
stop
mention.
asking that.
Don't
on the first
mention
date.
married or kids on the first date. No.
Okay.
Yeah, that scares men off.
That scares him off. That scares him off. He said, don't ask him that. He's telling the truth. He didn't marry somebody already, okay? How they live, it's out here. That was the last question?
Yep, that was number 5.
All right, but wait a minute, we didn't get through all 3 characters. He like, look, how many of y'all is there? I'm trying to get this thing right. So, because some people, y'all watching, y'all may do this. So, what was the question?
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So, I see myself in the next 5 years owning a house, working for myself, just traveling the world and things of that. Just being carefree, letting my hair down, and just going with the flow.
So traveling the world, do you see kids in your future?
I don't want children.
Okay.
I'm not interested. I don't want to be a stepmom. I mean, I'm not gonna mistreat your kids if you have them. I'm gonna treat them like they mine, but I'm not trying to be nobody's stepmom. I'm sorry.
I like that, but don't mention your don'ts, what you don't want. So don't mention I don't want to be stepmom.
Okay, so basically on the first date, goddamn, well, when do you get to be yourself? It's right. It seems like that. Because I feel like there's a lot of people out here giving their representatives.
Well, I mean, you want to be positive on the first dates, and you want to word your answers where you come across as positive. So you don't have to mention that unless they ask you, do you want kids? So you don't have to mention that on the first date.
Look, Tina laughing. You feel me, Tina?
So you'll ask that on the 3rd date when I say you follow up. If they say they don't see themselves married with kids, if that's what you want, then you follow up on the 3rd date, and then they'll probably ask you back. Like if you ask them, do you see kids in your future? They'll ask you that, and then you can say, no, I don't see kids in my future.
All right, so let's get the professional answer now. So if y'all hadn't noticed, it's 3 of us, right? I give him all 3 people. Somebody call Tyler Perry, tell him I'm here, okay? He wrote the script. All I'm doing is acting it out.
How long have you been single?
No, it was.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So in the next 5 years, I see myself. I should be retired from my job by then, depending on if they change the contracts at work, because it was you could retire at 20 years, but they're trying to push you back another 5. So if that goes through, then I can be retired at 20 years instead of 25. But retired, just relaxing, sitting back and enjoying all my hard work. My kids are going to college, and I just want to enjoy my life, hang out, have fun. Walk down the aisle one day if that comes about. But that's about it.
I like that. But yeah, I like that. No buts. Yeah, that's.
He
good.
liked that. So that was a clear, concise, intentional response. There you go. You gotta be clear. You gotta be clear.
Yep.
She said, I wouldn't ask. I got my kids and they grown.
But you want to know if that person want kids. Is, you know, make sure your goals are aligned. Because if you don't want kids, you already have your kids, that person might want kids. Or might want kids with you. So you
That's
need to ask
true.
that question.
And then it'll be like a Tammy and Reggie situation going on.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep, that's
You know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
He wants a child. He's younger
And
than
she's
her.
older.
She's older. She has 2 grown kids. All her babies keep failing, and I don't mean it.
Oh,
failing
on
like
Love and
that.
Basketball?
She miscarriages is not working,
Yeah.
and she wants children. I mean, he wants children, and she doesn't. She's getting older, so they
Yeah.
battle with somebody else. She's willing to let him go, but you know things like
That's
that.
true, yeah.
So what else you had?
So I had some 3 dudes.
So these are the 3 dudes. These are the 3 dudes on a date. Y'all better be listening. Give us a thumbs up and a heart. Let us know you listening. Share, and love will be there. It is simply free. What you know say? It's free 99 to share this video and tag somebody.
That's
okay?
right, yes. So on the first date, first impressions are very important. You want to make sure you are on time. Be on time,
Mm.
you know?
I suck at that.
For real.
I'm working on being on time. We was on time today.
So if we have a date scheduled, it's hard for you to be on time?
I don't care. I'll be late. It may be a minute, it may be 2 minutes. You can tell me meet you at 4 o'clock and I can start getting ready at 1. I am not gonna be there at 4 o'clock. Something is going to occur for me not to get there at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
But for me, that doesn't mean that I'm not interested in you. But when I show up, I'm gonna leave a lasting impression.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, he said right.
You starting off with a bad one though, like this show late for a date that you had planned.
Well, at least I came. And then say, I'm running late, I don't like being late, let's reschedule. That's worse. So just show up late, right? Right?
I would say make sure you're on time.
Okay, well, he said me. Don't listen to me.
The second one is flirt.
Oh.
Make sure your date know that you're interested in them and that
Flirt?
you're having a good time.
How you flirt?
Flirt. So this is a good question. So you remember mnemonics in school, like things to help you remember words and stuff. So mine is soften up. So S is for smile. You want to make sure you smile.
Y'all listening, this is some good stuff.
Make sure you let them know that you're into them. So you want to smile. O is for open body language. You don't want to sit with your arms folded. You
That
know,
shows that
you
you're
want to be
defensive.
open body language. You know, let them know that you're enjoying yourself. Because some people know how to read body language. I also teach my clients that how to read body language.
Okay. So be
So
open.
yes, and F is for forward leaning. You
I was
wanna
gonna
lean
be
in.
that.
Yep,
Be
that's
engaged.
right. Forward leaning, be engaged, exactly. And T is for touch. Make sure you touch appropriately.
Oh no,
You
don't
know,
touch
not-
me.
Touch like this, yeah. So
No,
females.
I don't like
so
that.
like I said, all my clients are females. So you can touch their arm and you know, or be like, hey, I'm about to run to the restroom. I'll be right back. Just
Oh,
touch
okay.
them like something like that.
But what if I don't want to be touched?
You see a man want to
he
be
said,
touched
you're
by
not my
females.
goddamn client. Okay?
No, you see men don't mind being touched by females. Yeah.
So when he eat his food, just say, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Well, you wanna, you know, hey, I'm about to go to the bathroom, rub this a little. Yeah.
Oh, so let me try that. Oh, I'm a little rough. Hey, I'll be right back. I'm going to the ladies' room.
Mm-hmm.
Be here when I get back. Oh, right.
Don't pat it like a
But,
pat.
okay, so let's get this. Let's get this together. You said do this and rub it. Now that can sometimes get mixed or screwed if you've been drinking and he think or she thinks she gonna get something.
But you know where you going at night at the end of the day, right? You going
So you
by
shouldn't let your
yourself.
date pick you up for the first date.
No.
Stop letting people pick you up on the first date. He said, aren't you glad I asked that?
Mm-hmm.
Tell him. Don't let nobody pick you up on the first date. You should drive in 2 different vehicles, he said.
Yes.
Okay.
So E is for eye contact. You want to make eye contact. Give them eye contact. Mm-hmm.
You can tell I ain't that good of a damn
It is for naughty. When they're talking, you want to know what you hear. Like, yes, I'm listening. I'm paying attention. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
And U is for undivided attention. You want to make sure you're giving them your undivided attention.
So
Don't
your
let
phone
your
should be
eyes
off.
wander off. Your phone should be off, and I'll give you a tip.
Why does this
I'll
sound
give
like
you a
a
tip on
test?
how to sync that.
This sounds like a test. No, for real, y'all. This sounds like a test. I feel bad. The Monica said, good one. I feel like this is a test because it's like,
stuff, but like this is just how you should interact with people anyway that you're at dinner with, date with.
Right. So I'm just like, I think like that is just like, it seems like it's a big old test for me because I keep my eyes going all around
You
everywhere.
do? You don't know how to focus on
I know how to focus, but I pay attention to my surroundings. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to tell when a fight's about to break out. I'm looking at other people seeing what they in order.
If you
know what I
if you
mean?
think the fight is about to break out, choose another restaurant.
Basically, Nick saying go on this date and be a robot. Okay? He can be a robot.
First impressions are very important.
Well, I want you to see off the break that I'm
This
done.
is so undivided attention, and I'll give you a tip on how to set the mood for your cell phones.
Okay.
After this, so P is for positive. Like I said, you want to be positive on your first date and all your dates. Your first couple of dates, you want to be positive.
Okay, then you can turn into negative Nancy on day 4.
Well, you shouldn't be negative Nancy, period. I mean, you be able to communicate like, oh, I had a rough day, but you don't want that to be who you are.
But this sounds like I believe this works, but I definitely wouldn't be a good
No.
guinea pig to try this. Like, you couldn't be in my ear. You know how the movie The Ugly Truth? You couldn't be in my ear telling me what to do. You had to be in my ear telling me what to do on a date because of the simple fact that I would feel so uncomfortable.
But you think these are not just like your baseline?
No, these are, no, I don't want that to be taken away at all. These are very good points. Like, this stuff is good. Like, because I feel like we all want that.
Right.
But because we get in our own way and we are on dates, we allow them to text message your friend. You go back and say, girl, he gave me his undivided attention looking at me. I'm like, why he keep looking at me? You get what I'm saying?
That's the thing, you know what? When a man do this, or even a female give that man her undivided attention, you already setting yourself apart from everyone else because you giving him something that people don't do nowadays. You see everyone at the restaurant on their phones. You giving him your undivided attention, and you're doing something that everyone is not doing nowadays. So you're setting yourself apart. So you already
said I would do it. Okay.
You're gonna get those brownie points, especially if you like the person.
Okay. So do all that. So make sure y'all follow. Those are all the do's. Don't do what I'm doing. Do what he's telling you to do.
So that was the second one.
Okay.
The third one is, well, let me tell you about the cell phone first. So when you go on a date, when you get to the table, you say, oh, excuse me, I want to make sure I give you my undivided attention. Let me put my phone on silent. And then you put your phone on silent and you put it away. That's setting the stage. So then they'll probably do the same thing.
So that's what you're supposed to say.
Yes.
Okay, so when you're on a date, if y'all listening, he said you're supposed to say, oh, excuse me, wait a minute, let me put my phone on silent so that you get my undivided attention.
And you turn it on silent, and then if you leave it on the table, you turn it over.
No, I don't like that. I feel like people who turn their phones over got secrets.
This is the first date. Why do you think they're trying to hide something from you? They don't owe you anything.
You got people who don't tell you they married.
So would you prefer like them to put it in their purse or their pocket?
Yeah, because for me, I just have a thing with phones. Like if we're out and your cell phone is down, to me that's a red flag. That's one of my red flags.
But what do that person need to hide from you on the first date?
You got people out here that don't tell the truth. Let's be real.
Well, when you make a man feel safe, he'll tell you the truth. He'll open up to you. So you gotta be non-judgmental on dates and make sure you come across
safe.
when you
I know that's right. Do you feel safe sitting here?
Yeah, I'm so comfortable.
Okay, he's safe. At least somebody like me. Okay.
So the third one is leave the room early. The first date should not be longer than an hour and a half.
Oh, see, he's making movies for real. He said the first date should not be longer than an hour and a half. So basically, get in, order your food, finish, you get dessert.
That's enough time for
and
you to
get
get
out.
to know someone.
Do you take a doggy bag home?
I mean, you can.
Oh, you can.
He
Okay.
ain't feel that.
Yeah.
No, you're not supposed to make your date feel like you ain't got no food at home. It's up to you.
I mean, you can. I mean, most people don't.
Oh.
But you can. I mean, if you got a lot of leftovers. I mean.
He said no. Don't you take no food home.
But that an hour and a half is enough time to
An
get to
hour
know
and
this
a
person,
half?
eat, have one drink, maybe two. 2 drink max anyway on the first date. But it gives you enough time to get to know that person, and then you leave them wanting more. You want to leave the room early because you want them to want more. So you know how movies do. Like I don't know if you're a Marvel fan or anything, but at the end of each Marvel movie, they give you a teaser, and then a trailer, and then a movie, teaser trailer movie that keeps them wanting more. And you want to end your date on a high note, so save a good story for the end of the date, so you need to end it on a high note.
So what would
Keep
be a
them
good
wanting more.
story? Give me a good story.
That depends on my client and the stories they have to tell. So when you on a date, you
Not
want
a
to tell a
good
good story. So
Okay, not a
No,
breakup
no,
story.
no.
Girl, my husband, he took the house. I came home, we gonna be able to
yeah, no, not a good breakup. So you shouldn't really go into details about like your breakup. with
So
that.
don't talk about your breakup.
Well,
Don't
yeah.
talk about your ex on the first date.
But a good story would be like, so where do you like to go? I like to go to Disney World because when I enter into Disney World, it's like a different world. I feel like I can be a child. I feel like a kid. And you know, kids, when you're a kid, they're not worried about people being judgmental or anything. They just living their life freely, just enjoying life. So that could be something story. But you just want to, make your story sound interesting.
Okay. He said end it on a high note on a date. On the
them
first
wanting
date.
more.
Keep them wanting more. Don't
That's
give it
right.
all away. He
Remember,
said.
teaser trailer movie.
Teaser trailer movie. I like that.
And that was the advice I gave my friend who got married.
And
So
she
that
got
means
married.
teaser trailer and then you wait to have sex. Because I believe that
Oh Lord.
I believe that sex and exclusivity goes together.
Okay, see, and I believe that if you're gonna give it to him today, you might as well get it. You know you're gonna give it to him today. You might as well just give it to him. Don't wait 90 days to give it to him. You already know you're gonna give it to him.
I wouldn't say you put a time frame on it, but I think that you should wait till you're exclusive. I believe that. I believe that for women, when they have sex too soon, and especially when you have sex with someone, you're emitting high levels of oxytocin, which is the bonding
Look at
the
him.
bonding chemical in your body. So then you're feeling attached to someone that might not even be good for you. So if you're having sex with someone too soon, then you could get attached to the wrong person.
Ooh.
And what's the rush? What's the rush? You only get to have sex for the first time one time. So why not make that moment special?
Ooh. You shut me up. Okay.
And I think dating is a marathon, it's not a sprint.
Dating is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not who can cross the finish line first,
That's right.
but who can stay and get the trophy all the way to the championship. There you go.
Yeah, definitely.
That is dope. Okay.
So let's talk about some don'ts. That was 3 do's, don'ts.
Okay.
So my first don't is don't drink too much. I think 2 drinks max is, that's it. That's
Okay.
your limit. 2 drinks.
of alcohol or two,
Yeah.
2 sodas.
Drink. If you want to drink alcohol.
Okay, so don't drink more than 2 drinks if you're drinking alcohol on a date.
Right.
So that means
If
don't
you're
be-
lightweight, just have 1.
Okay.
Yeah. And don't talk about your ex. And you brought that up. So don't talk about your ex.
Don't talk about your ex. Don't drink more than 2 drinks. Don't be there for longer than an hour and a half.
And don't ask inappropriate questions. So don't talk about sex or how much money you make. Don't ask those questions.
So sex and how much money you make are inappropriate questions?
For the first date, yes.
Alrighty then.
You usually ask about it on the first date?
No, I mean it has come up. Things have been brought up like that, but never how much money you make.
Okay.
Maybe sex may be brought up.
Like, what are some questions y'all would talk about on the first
Oh, now
date?
you wanna be in my business?
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. He's so professional. I would say so. Basically some of these, but so what do you like? You know, what don't you like? But now I don't like. I don't like it because I feel like for me, I feel like when people tell you all these things, it's like I am. If you don't ask me, I'm not telling you the type of person. Because you can give people. I feel like when you give somebody all your mind, they only giving you half an ass. So it's like if I'm telling you all my do's and don'ts, you're gonna try to not do things that I don't like, and I want you to be you. So for me, if you show up and you're ordering 6, 7 drinks, and we sitting here for 4 hours, it's like okay, at least you being you. But if you show up on the second date or third date and you're like a completely different person, I'm like, okay, I get to see all these. I like for you to show me all of your rawness up front.
So I think that people can talk about what they like and what they don't like. I think it's good to talk about your do's and your don'ts. The thing about that is that crazy can't hide in the closet longer than 10 minutes. So when you're pacing yourself out
What
on
is that?
dates,
Crazy can't hide in the closet longer than 10 minutes.
So when you're pacing dates out, like I say, you should date and get to know that person. The true person will show up. Yeah.
I don't know.
So if a pattern change,
months.
if a pattern change in their behavior, then you start to see the real person, and then you can make an informed decision if I want to continue to date this person or not.
He said it only takes 10 minutes for crazy to show up.
No, when I say 10 minutes, I'm not saying exactly like 10 minutes and then, I'm just saying like,
Yeah.
That's
So, okay, because I was about to say, hold up, what about the dudes that be like, my baby mother wasn't crazy when we first got together?
oh yeah, if people always talking about their ex is crazy, that's a red flag.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Well, so
You pick all these crazy exes, what does that say about you?
That you crazy.
Okay.
He said, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, check I'll check you out. Okay, he's a professional.
Universal law says like attract like.
Absolutely, I'm into laws of attraction all the time. Like attracts like. I tell you, and you attract the people. You attract crazy people because there's something going on with you.
That's right.
But you gotta
That's
get
the reason why you're attracting these people. So you need to pay attention and take a look at that person in the mirror.
Yes, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Y'all need to hop on this law of attraction train, this universe train. It's real. Like everyone that has come on thus far say the same stuff. The universe law, y'all, it's
Absolutely.
real. It's real.
So once I get to that level with clients, I also like to do a home visit, and then I like to set up their place.
He's a social worker. Y'all. He come check out.
Right. I'm gonna do a home visit so we can set up their place so they can play with the universe and invite that partner into their life. So instead of setting the dinner table for one, you set it for two, because that's where your partner gonna be sitting.
Oh yeah, because you change your thought process and then you bring your subconscious to your conscious
You
mind.
play with the universe.
Yeah, and they say like if you saying that you want a man, you want a love life or whatever in a relationship, you should sleep on one side of the bed.
Instead of sleeping in the middle of the bed, you sleep on one side of the bed.
Yeah.
And make room in your closet for your partner's
I was about
clothes.
to say that. I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Ow!
Look at you.
Ow! I don't know how to get you a
But,
job.
okay, what if you want to move in with him because his place is bigger?
You still welcome in that.
Okay.
In your life.
Oh, we about to do a duo. Nick and Miss Vibrations, we gonna be out here coaching
That's
y'all
right.
back to real things, okay? Because he said y'all get up too quick, okay?
Yes, you want to push yourself. I think it should be about sex exclusivity.
Yeah, but that is true. You can't be ready for something new to come in your life if you still got all this old.
Mm-hmm.
And that is true. That's being true with the universe and everything else. And how you asking for a new car, you don't know how to treat the old one. You know what I'm saying? Or
You have to show appreciation for the things you already have. Gratitude.
What?
That's very important.
and he'll keep giving you more. What?
Absolutely.
See,
I'm a
that's
very
what
spiritual
they love.
person. Yeah.
CNL and CCS. We in here.
That's right.
What are some of your dogs?
So
how many of y'all do this? Like how many of y'all really have like a list that you follow or different things? Like producer, I'm gonna ask you. Have you done some of the things on the list? Like an ex-guy who want kids and stuff like that?
No.
No?
First date.
No,
Okay.
not. I guess like I haven't been in the space that I am in now, like far as like mentally and what I know I want from a relationship. So I haven't had the opportunity as of yet.
So do you do the do you do the don'ts though? Like
I
exes?
have done the don'ts a lot. But like I said, like I haven't been in this headspace as of yet, as of until now. So of course, like the next go around will be different.
And that's important. You want to be in a good headspace when you're dating.
You want to be available.
Yeah, you definitely want to be available.
Okay.
Definitely.
And what
Absolutely.
else you got?
So I have so the next one is, should you go on a second date? Because like I say, sometimes the connection is not there on the first date.
Okay.
So you actually, some of my friends were like, oh, there was a connection there. I said you should go on a second date if there were no red flags. Was he on time? Was the conversation easy? And did he have a good sense of humor? And did he have good manners? If you say yes to all of them, then you should go on a second date.
Okay, so the way you should know, how you can tell if you should go on a second date, is if he was on time, he has good manners, the conversation
Was easy.
and if he has a sense of humor.
Right. Yeah.
You know, always go on a bad date twice. He say, because I used to
I
always
say at least give it 3 times.
3 on shit.
And I'm gonna say it's a bad date. You might just didn't feel a connection. Sometimes people be looking for that connection on the first date, and sometimes the connection won't happen until like the 5th or 6th date.
What is this connection that people is not looking for?
You know,
universe.
sometimes like, it just wasn't a connection. But sometimes you gotta get to know that person and hear that story. Because when people open up to you and become vulnerable, then you can make a connection. So you have to be vulnerable, and then that person will be vulnerable to you.
Okay.
So you have to give whatever you're asking for. So you could be the person that be vulnerable first.
But what if you're always the person that's wrong?
Like when you sound like every day you go on, you're always vulnerable. And you
Every
sound like
day,
the person
every
that's not
different
opening up
guy.
to you.
Every day, all different types of guys, and you are always more open and vulnerable than they are. What do you say about that? Like, what do you say about the women who feel like they are the table?
Well, how soon are you being vulnerable? That's what I'm trying to.
I don't know. Like right away off the break. Tell
Well,
me
you shouldn't be vulnerable right away. Like I said,
Okay.
the first date should be fun. You should be talking about your interests, your hobbies, and things like that. So the first date, you shouldn't really be that vulnerable. But also, vulnerability is not about telling people like the sad stories or something like that. Vulnerability could be you sharing a story with them, like, you know what, I always wanted to be an actor. I never really told anyone else because I thought my family would laugh at me or something like that. That's being vulnerable. That's sharing information with that person that you never share with anyone else.
Okay.
So you're opening yourself
It
up,
doesn't
and
have to be
people
your
appreciate
deepest,
that.
darkest secret.
No.
No, okay.
Mhm.
Remember, it doesn't have to be your deepest, darkest
Right. It can
secret.
be something positive like that, or something
Like, this
that
is
you
my
just
first
have.
time that I ever ate marshmallows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't let people see me eat marshmallows because I stuff them all in my mouth really, really fast.
Right.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Producer!
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what else?
So, what are the red flags?
So
Because I feel like everybody has their own red flags. Like I said, for me, my one is if your cell phone is face down and we're dating and your cell phone is down, that's a red
But
flag.
is that the first date, or you saying like
That's
one-way
period.
date?
That's even all the way.
So so what I don't get is like if someone on the first date, if their phone is face down, what do you think that person had to hide from you on the first date?
I don't know.
Because that person is single, hopefully, and you're single, and they can be doing whatever they want. So I feel like if they put their phone face down, and especially if they cut it on solid, they're giving you respect not to be distracted by it.
But what if it's face up and you see Dante or LaShonda and then they don't answer it, which is fine, they don't have
They
to,
still give
and
you
then
that.
they turn it face down.
That could be like I'm turning my phone.
That happens, right?
That could be pause.
my kid's mother.
So if they turn their phone face down, that could be like, okay, the phone is lighting up. I don't want to distract you or myself, so I'm gonna turn it down. But my question would be to you is, there's probably something behind that you feel like if someone put their phone down is basically kind of PTSD, but maybe not PTSD like false disorder, but it's something in you. That's a you problem instead
Okay.
of the other person.
Oh,
Especially on the first date, you're not invested. This person has nothing to hide from you.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Monica says having a sense of humor is a big one for me. I like a man who can make me laugh. Yeah, I do too. I can't take a serious guy. He can't be serious all the you just always Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know what I'm saying? Like you just always ready to fight. Like you ain't find a cookie or nothing to make you smile today. Yeah. I don't like that either.
Right.
Yeah.
So I say a red flag is too fast, too furious. The flames burn out quickly. So if someone is trying to jump into a relationship too fast, that's usually a red flag. I think you should pace yourself. Like I said, dating is a marathon. It's not a sprint to the finish line.
Okay.
Yeah. So if they're trying to get into something, yeah, it's probably a red flag.
Okay.
Yeah. And pace yourself. A change in their behavior. You see a change in their pattern of how often you talk or something like that. That's a red flag. You should pay attention to that. Yeah.
But people change though. So are you saying that when you're dating someone, so how long should let me do this. How long should the dating phase last?
I think for me, my recommendation, I think the time frame is 3 months. If I don't know how I feel about you in 3 months, or you don't know how you feel about me in 3 months, then for me, my recommendation, I say then it must not be much there.
Wow.
However, my clients, they come up with their own time frame. That's just my recommendation. Some people say 6 months. I think that's long, but again, it's all up to my client and what they feel.
I feel like on 3 months for me, the first 3 months you're on probation. That's for me. Like it's just like a job because I feel like everyone shows up and act like they can play the part. You get what I'm saying? Come on, y'all know what I'm talking about. Show up and act like they can play the part. And you showing me this and you're doing this and you can play this part and it's cool. Then you get nigga what? No call, no show. You can't give me no call, no show. You get the job. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna stick with you. I'm not gonna probably date anyone else, or I'm just gonna date between you, and you. And then next thing I know, like I said, it's 90 days for me because it's like you can't do no call, no show. Within 90 days, you're gonna have not answered the phone probably. Been really responsive back to a message. Like I just feel like you'll get to see
And
the
then
inconsistencies and all that.
So you agree with me, like the 3 month period? I say like 3 months if I don't know. But again, during that 3 months, if they doing that, like I say, crazy can't say it.
But I don't think I'm gonna be in a relationship with you come month 4 if we don't do any of that. For me, I wouldn't be in a relationship
with
like
your time frame, like everyone
like
has
a
their
year.
Wow. So you want to date someone? So would you be? So when you say date, are you saying that we're dating, and we still can date other people, or are you exclusive within a year?
I could be exclusive in that year.
But some people have different definitions. When I think, for me, exclusivity meaning that is you and I, we had this conversation. That's a relationship for me.
Okay.
But some people say if I'm exclusive, that's not a relationship. So it's to each his own.
Okay.
So what's the difference between a relationship and exclusivity for you?
My feelings.
Feelings?
Yeah, my heart.
So you have.
I know how I'm very, very good at compartmentalizing my feelings.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what they say. Men are good at that. So are you saying that? So it's like 3 stages, kind of, for you. It's the dating stage, exclusivity, and then relationship.
No, I don't like the word dating. I don't like
Oh no?
I don't like leave.
So how will you know who you are?
I'm gonna ask you.
And what would that response be? You don't want them to say dating, or we're in a relationship, or we're exclusive?
Well, I've had some who were like, you know, I want us to be together, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, like, well, it's been like 2 years. Yeah, I understand. You get and you know what I'm saying? Like you said, men are like that. I hear that a lot. Like you are like, I'm very picky, but when I let you in and you're in, you're in. So I'm very picky on who I go around and capture. Like I can have fun. We had fun. I always say we can have fun and play house all day long. But don't you dare come to me thinking that, you know, this is, you know, whatever. Just because I'm choosing to only sleep and deal with you at that time doesn't mean that you have to. But if you,
I like that.
You know what I mean? But if
that.
you do that, please protect yourself. If you know that we aren't using protection because it's been so long or years, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, keep me abreast of what you're doing, because I'm going to keep you abreast of what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So just because I'm exclusively with you, I don't know how to juggle multiple penises. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I don't. So if I'm sleeping with you, I'm going to just be sleeping with you. You get what I'm saying? What you doing ain't got nothing to do with that, but if eventually you start to see that the relationship here, I'm not giving you what you want, say that so I can pull back from doing the whole exclusively thing with you. Because just because you may be ready to go and move on doesn't mean that I am.
Mm-hmm.
And it may not be because I want to do what you want a commitment. I may not want to lose my friend, my hangout buddy, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm a tough client.
I agree. I think that people, I tell my clients, if you ever up to the place where you feel like you want to be exclusive with that person, you let them know, hey, I'm not going to date anyone else. I want to just focus on you. However, I'm not saying that I'm holding you to that same standard. I'm not saying that I'm asking you to be exclusive with me right now.
Yeah, I'm that
I want you to come to that place on your own.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
don't
I'm that
force
person.
it.
Yeah, I'm that person. Plus, like you said, we have our own. I'm very picky. Like, I'm very picky before I even decide who's gonna be with you. Like, I can decide if I'm ready to be in a relationship with you within like the first 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Not even that long.
Oh.
You know, I can. Like, it's like, okay, that's just how I am.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'm gonna put this person over here in this box because this ain't going nowhere. So you just a Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday friend or Saturday through Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already know where that's going. So that's not going anywhere. I like you. You're cool. I ain't no problem. We can hang out, but we're not doing anything intimate.
Okay.
He's like, okay. So what do you have to say about the man that is always busy or always at work or always with his kids?
He's not interested.
Thank you! I think, y'all hear that?
Yes.
This is coming from the dating coach, love doctor himself. If the man or woman is always busy, at work, or with their children, he is not interested in you.
People make
At
time for what they
all.
want to make time for.
I say that all the time, and I get told that is so cliche. I feel people make time for what they one.
Well, if they can't make time for you, then they don't have time for dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But you don't have time to get to bed. That don't make sense. So your life is set up for a booty call. I
People
feel
make
like-
time for what they want to make time for,
Yeah.
and that will do anything that you allow them to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. Did y'all hear that? Do y'all agree with that? People make time for what they are interested in and who and what they want to make time for. So if you have somebody that's not making time for you, then don't even worry about it. Because it's probably not going nowhere anyway, but it's only a problem if you really like them. I don't know how to help you with that one, he did. Because I'm going to say cut them off and
I say
get out of
cut.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
So I said changing behavior, inconsistency.
What is this playing victim?
So playing victim would be, they always saying, oh, it was my partner that was the drama and she did this or he did that. If they keep putting all the responsibility on their partner and not taking any responsibility for themselves, that lets you know the type of person they are. Because you played a part in that relationship as well. You stood around that crazy person, if you want to label them as crazy, you was involved in that relationship. And the relationship was two people, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So you can't say it's all on them, it's some on you as well.
Wait a minute, look. Mike Jones will say, are you talking about me? Ain't nobody, we talking about dating, ain't we? We're talking about, see, you must have just tuned in. Because I have been every party in the dating tree, right? I have been every one. He's had me rolling his scripts out, you know what I'm saying? No, but I mean, I feel like if the shoe fits, wear it. So if you're hearing something and it makes you feel away, then that's a you problem. What is that?
Struck a chord.
It must have struck a chord. We're just talking about dating, the do's and don'ts of dating, and that's one of the don'ts of dating.
Right.
If you're on a date or you're dating somebody and they're always busy, they're unavailable, they're with their kids, they're doing this, they're not interested. Keep it moving. He gonna say, I should have been on that episode. I should have been on this episode.
What's any questions in, right? But I saw her do the time. I mean, what?
No, you're fine. Morning. Hi, Miss Sony.
So, online dating. How do you feel about online dating?
I feel like it's creepy.
You feel like it's-
I feel like online dating is creepy. I feel like online dating is creepy.
Okay.
But I do have a friend. One of my friends found her husband online
Many
dating.
people find that
So
partners
I
online.
don't know. I think online dating. I'm not into that. I'm not into the online dating thing. I'm not into that. You know.
Do you ever say like your age on
Yeah,
Okay.
I have an interview. I'm 32.
here? Okay. You're young. I'm surprised you're not into online dating.
What the heck?
I'm not saying that everyone should be into it. Even for me, like being a dating coach, I think that people should exhaust all avenues. So you should also get online, but I want my clients to be more so out and meeting people that way. But that's really popular now, online dating. So I was gonna get some tips for online.
Monica said she can't remember the last time she went on a date.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been on a date in
Monica, are you
years.
putting yourself out there?
Monica, he said, are you putting yourself out there, Monica? Are you putting yourself out there? I don't know the last time I went on a date.
Are you putting yourself out there?
Mike said that's not true. She said, and
Just online dating.
yeah, he said that's not true, and he should have been on it. He should have been on this episode. So, Mike, you don't believe that a person that's always busy, freaking.
Well, if you're too busy, then should you be dating right now? don't
No,
have
you
time to
shouldn't.
date.
You shouldn't. Monica said online dating is not for me.
Right.
Yeah, online
Some
dating
people
is
it's not for them. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's popular now. You know.
You don't gotta go with what's popular.
You don't have to go with what's popular. But I think you should. When you put yourself out there, you should put yourself out there.
Mike
So-
agrees with Monica.
Mike agrees with Monica. Me either, Monica. Well, according to that thing struck a nerve. You must be too busy because he was going on.
But
You better call Coach Nick. Nick is out here getting people to get married. Do y'all hear that? He didn't have clients getting married already, okay? 2016. Let's go. Get your list, rewind, press the replay, go back and see if your list is too big. He said that women have this huge list that they want a man to be, but you are not even equaling up to the list that you want from a man. Right?
That's right.
Come on. We here.
What you think of some of the issues for the singles that are? Well, first, why haven't you been on a date in a long time?
Well-
You're a very attractive woman.
I'm spoken for already.
Oh yeah. But you
That's another show for another day. They trying to be in my bed.
I'm just saying, I think couples should continue
No,
to
I
enjoy
do feel like that. I do believe couples should still date.
Okay.
I do believe that they should still date. For me, I guess that when I can speak from when I was out there in the whole dating world. So when I was in the whole dating world, I already know if I'm going to talk to you or whatever it's gonna be right off the break, because it's like, if you don't respond to my text and all that, if you take too long, I time it and all that. I'm bad. I'm timing it. When you respond back to me, I'm swiping it to see how long it took you to respond to what I wrote. Like, because my thing, to me, that's a sign of how interested you are in me.
Mm-hmm.
If you text me and say, hey, I'm at work, sorry for the delay, cool, you got that. But if every time we text is a delay, and I'm petty, I'm gonna do the same thing. So if you text me, hey, what's going on, and you finally respond back to me 2 hours later, I'll respond back to you the next day. So that's how that works right there. Here, that's the number I was talking about.
Mm.
Here you go. Sorry. So I'll respond back to that. Just listen to it. Listen to
So
what
you said they take a while.
20 years. So I do the same thing.
So actually my client last night, like I said, my first gay male client last night, he was talking about that. And
You can talk. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go that way. Go ahead.
And he was saying that someone took a while to respond back to him, so he took a while to respond back to them. I recommend that you speak from your heart and let that person know. I recommend that you speak from your heart and let that person know how that felt. Like, hey, we usually responded back and forth, and you're usually good with that. Last night, I felt like, you can say I felt abandoned, or however it made you feel. You communicate that, because communication is very important.
My bad, y'all. You know I was in a commercial.
Communication is very important, so you want to communicate with them how that made you feel. When I felt like you ignored me when you didn't respond back to me when you normally respond back in a certain amount of time. So just communicate to them how you feel.
But I feel like that may be a little too soon, because it's tricky, because it can come off as like you're being pushy, overly aggressive.
Well, I think it depends on how soon you're saying it, but I'm just saying in a relationship or once you're dating someone, you don't want to play games. So you don't want to say, okay, you didn't answer my call and you took a while to text me back, so I'm gonna take a while to text you back. Don't play games.
Mike said, man, come on, we talking about grown people with real responsibilities. You timing return text.
I'm not even that was your response. That was
I thought it was a team. Oh, you see, he trying to be quick, y'all. Oh,
I think that some people are busy at work and stuff like that.
No, I'm that way. I can't lie. I'm that way. I time it. Like, it's not nothing intentional. It's not like, oh, when I get a text, I'm sitting around like, wait. No, but it's like, oh, by the time I get back to my phone, wherever it may be, and you haven't responded or said anything, it's like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
What's your time frame that they need to respond by?
You there immediately, you know, or at least when you see it, you know what I'm saying? It's
Right, when they see it.
It's nothing. But see, I've never had anybody who had issues with texting.
Okay.
Luckily for me, when I was in the dating world, like, or whatever y'all call it today, I met people that were similar.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? It wasn't always a good thing, but I met people who were similar. So it was like me, I'm not a big kisser. I'm not, kissing. I know how to kiss, but I'm not a kisser. And I met people who did not like kissing. You get what I'm saying? So, and people were like, "What, boy, you don't like kissing? How can I don't like it." So, I mean, I've lucked up, and I've met people that were like that. I've lucked up anybody who was interested in pursuing me, and they showed that they were interested in pursuing me. So I haven't had any bad dating experiences, because it's always been equal. Right. And it's like, if they did miss a phone call, they did miss a text or something like that, they always was like, oh, they would feel the need to explain that before me. Like, oh, no, because I told you that. My other thing too is I don't like being put on hold. And if you tell me you're gonna call me back and you don't call me back, and then it's like, oh, I forgot what it is. It's like, well, I'm not really a priority, and to me, you're not a person of your word.
Right. If it's a pattern.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
Not the first time, right? You give them a couple.
Yeah, I give you 72 hours.
I'd say 24.
I give you 72 hours to figure out if you want to return my text, phone call, email, or something. I did. I set time limits for things.
Yeah.
Because because I do understand that everybody's busy, and I'm not going to just shut and cut you off. But I set time limits, and because at the end of the day, we all are different. We know what we want.
Right, so we have to
You may know-
communicate that to someone, like,
Yeah.
let them know, like, when people don't respond back to me within 24 hours, that's a problem for me. So you have to communicate that to people. Let
Yeah.
them know when y'all first, early on when dating.
But if you let somebody know that, you know, the typical response is, man, she crazy, or man, he crazy.
You think?
People do that these days.
I think people will say, like, oh, I can try to respond back, or I can do, I can do that.
Okay, so is there anything you want to touch on and cover on before we get out of here? I like this. How you feel about this?
I like it. Thank you.
You
I
are
enjoyed
welcome.
it. You're
Thank you
a great host.
Thank you. Oh, he said you are a great host. Thank you for coming out here tonight. Thank y'all for tuning in. Let's read some of these comments. Mike said, people be at work. They can't always reply right back. Monica said, kissing tells me a little bit about the man. Oh, you sound a little nasty. I don't like exchange saliva. You guys can get mono in your room. I said that the other day, and the guy was like, mono? Do you know anybody that really got mono? I'm like, no, but I mean, I ain't trying to find out either.
More so in the white community.
Yeah, he said more so in the white community. Yeah, you're not, I mean, you're not supposed to kiss everybody. I can't do that. But any tips? Tell them where they can find you at.
You can find me on Facebook, Coach Nick Love, Instagram, Coach Nick Love, and CoachNickLove@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get with him, and he's gonna tell y'all about how to go ahead and get you a man, keep you a woman, keep you a man on a man or a woman on a woman. You don't discriminate.
No, I date men, and like I say, most of my clients are female, so I'm pretty.
So next we're gonna have to bring him
Yeah.
on here and let him, because I'm trying to figure out what your love life like since you want to get into mine. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all share. Tune in next Friday. Share. Tell your friends that this Vibrations and Coach Nick was in the building talking about love and replay. See y'all. Go have fun.
It's a friend.